From Albuquerque, New Mexico. I am Rodney. I am one of the Putz cast. Unfortunately, there's at least one other person here who we won't be on a Putz cast next week because he's gonna be banned permanently. We are here in Albuquerque, which is in the land of enchantment, beautiful New Mexico. I moved here 2 years ago. Love it here. I was glad I moved. Had spent a lot of time before moving from Texas, and that'll be a whole nother story in the near future that we'll probably end up discussing. But I'm also here with the two of us from South Dakota and two people, one who is disgusting from New Jersey, who we won't discuss anytime soon. But that's a whole history that all of us that have been here a while know about. So have been in the criminal justice system 35 years. So you'll be hearing lots of those interesting stories. And apparently somebody's timing me here, and I really don't give a you know what. So here we are, our first what we call a Putz cast from any old bunch of farts here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I'll pass it on to the other disgusting members of the Putz cast.
This is Lou, also here from Albuquerque. I just
You are
wanted to do a little bit
Midwest.
of, well, but I'm from here.
Okay.
Also wanted to get a little rant in because according to our administration, I was only able to shower with that much water here this afternoon. So I had to take 10 showers in order to get washed. I thought that's just.
Yeah. Oh, I must have missed that little issue.
There's all this low flow stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. There's God. You know what? I'm just gonna pass it over to him.
It's unusual that Lou is without words. I'm the other guy, originally from New Jersey,
You know, the bent nose guy.
known as the boss. I've lived over 3/4 of a century. I'm the old block of the group. I'm 88 years old, and let me tell you something. I've seen a lot in my time. And right now, I'm very concerned because our democracy is going into the crapper. And whenever you hear that sound, which is an old fart, it means we're going to say something extremely important or something very, very funny. So I now turn it over to the next oldest fart.
84 years old, the other guy from South Dakota, former Marine, skier, developer, movie filmmaker, professional balloonist, and retired to move over here to see what other old farts do for entertainment. And sometimes we just sit around and worry about what the government's up to. And that's hard to figure out because they change their mind every day. One of my concerns today, my biggest concern today is who's on the list. I want to see the list to make sure I'm not on there. My compadres here, but this will be out soon and things will change.
So before we move on, because of this absolutely stellar conversation that we've had so far, don't forget to hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button, and go over to Blue Sky and follow us through the link that's in the description below.
Oh, yes, and I did forget to mention, he mentioned the Marines. I have to get in I'm a Navy veteran, and we were the bus for the Marines to get them anywhere they needed to go after they basically stunk up our ships. We won't go into that anymore, so. But yes, there are two veterans here, two people from New Jersey, two people from South Dakota. We wanted to make it kind of double everything up, double your fun, double your pleasure. however you want to go about it.
Double the news. We
Yeah,
have more news.
More
than
use,
anybody.
yeah. So since we're
Are we
into that, apparently, just to give you a hint, what we're gonna be doing is picking 3 topics every week. And all of us will kind of throw in what we want to talk about this week. In our politics part of it, we'll probably be talking, some people want to talk Epstein. I want to talk about some people just have no respect for themselves because they kowtow to a certain orange guy who will remain anonymous. So, but we'll get to that as we move along here and see how it goes. Because some of us don't have a lot of respect for the people up there, so.
Well, you're talking about POTUS, is
Yes,
that correct?
yes,
You know what the P stands for?
no, I missed that one.
PUTS of the United States.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yes, as a Putzcast, we will be discussing the orange guy or
Fat Donnie.
Fat Donnie.
Fat Dog, yes. But we have to be careful. We don't want to offend anybody more than we have already. So,
Well, that's it for me. I'll see you.
yeah. Too late.
Bye.
Soon we'll be broadcasting from the base of Mount Rushmore,
Yes.
and you'll be getting much more.
Actually, not the base, it's the summit.
Some
Summit.
We'll be on the
The
summit.
base, is there a difference?
If
Well,
you
the summit is the top.
Okay,
you'll go to Blue Sky, you'll see that we'll actually be on Mount Rushmore before the POTUS is on Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. So yes, we're getting ahead of the game, and so join us to see what really happens in the near future. So
will it be Mount Rushmore or Mount Mushmore?
Mush.
We'll have much more news.
much yes.
Oh,
Well-
Mount Mush.
Apparently, Ron wants to get into Epstein today.
Yes. So
So Ron, throw it out there. You want to discuss him?
The only thing I know about Epstein was he should have been put away a long, long time ago. But money walks, and he was surrounded by political friends that kept him out of trouble. He was able to move around from city to city or mansion to mansion. And one of the things I was concerned about is how he happened to buy a little island, a little ranch out here in the middle of New Mexico. But
that's right. He did have a ranch out there.
yeah,
Well, see, since I got here 2 years ago, it's all y'all's fault, and I had nothing to do with it.
Well, I just got here 2 years ago.
No.
It's their
It's
fault.
their fault for having.
Yeah, don't include me in that.
Now, we don't know whose fault that it was that somebody screwed up 3 cameras and all the other issues while he's in jail. So, it's amazing. I've never seen a camera go down as much as it does in the Metropolitan Correctionals in New York. So,
Yeah, and his big actions were in Florida,
oh,
where he really
Yeah.
got let off the hook.
which is part of where you came from.
Yeah, I came from Florida. I just had to get out of there because, well, I didn't want to wind up in Everglades, Alcatraz.
But to Ron's point, Epstein is just one of many. And we've been going through this week about how the Epstein list doesn't exist or the Epstein files don't exist. And there's no one's named on the list. And so question for me is, why is Maxwell still in prison doing 20 years? And my concern is, I don't care if it's Democrat, Republican, Independent. If there's somebody on that list who touched a child, which is what most of that was, they were touching children. You touch a child, you die. Sorry, just
there were so many people that wanted him dead that I find it hard to believe that he killed himself in jail. I believe he had little help.
I was actually watching something, an associate of his that was in prison in France, also mysteriously committed suicide. Now, off the top of my head, I don't remember the guy's name, John Luke something or the other, who was a part of this. And apparently he also, you can look it up on Wikipedia, he also committed suicide
Right.
in prison in France.
He was part of the connection to Epstein.
Yep.
international connection.
Oh, yeah, he was everywhere. It was
Well,
all,
Epstein was all over,
Yeah.
especially in the Caribbean.
but we're not worried because I'm sure since our president didn't know him and acknowledges never having known him, even though,
Although we saw it on a video.
oh, yeah,
That's,
Young, young, what's his name? Oh,
Fat Donnie?
but
Fat
yes,
Fat
yeah.
Donnie.
right. We saw him trying to dance, pointing out the young girls that he wanted to meet.
Yeah. But he didn't know.
that much power and that much money and that low morale can get a guy in trouble.
Oh,
Epstein just got coffee for him. Wasn't he one of those guys that just got coffee for him?
I think
Remember
you're
there was
right.
that whole history of, I never knew him, he was just a coffee, he just got coffee for us in the first administration, first time.
oh, is that what he said?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
he was saying
remember
that
that.
time, yeah. So I can imagine Jeffrey going out and getting, coffee.
Speaking of coffee, La Plata is that very good coffee.
Yes.
Yes,
Which, by the way, we are not sponsored by any, as you can tell.
even though we all have our pot of coffee,
A lot of coffee.
where this whole idea actually is where it started. So we give them some credit. And we appreciate the fact that they let us talk and laugh way too much during coffee on Mondays.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where we came up with this brilliant idea to have opinions about anything and everything. So,
Right. So far, the execution is
Right to the point.
we are broadcasting at 7 miles per hour. And so
Excuse
we are
me,
going
excuse me. It's actually 6.8 tenths of a mile
per hour.
per hour.
Okay. So,
And an average human being.
no, don't.
Well,
We're
don't
going
say it.
to do something with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Hang on a minute. So we are going to have merch. We're going to have a store associated with this. And we will give away a t-shirt with specific to your size. If you can tell us what we are referring to as 6.8 miles per hour. Think about the title of this podcast and let us know in the comments below what 6.8 miles per hour means. And we'll send you a t-shirt as soon as the merch is available.
And a normal human does it 14 to 20 times a day.
Okay, it's just scary that you know this information. That's all I got to say. And I'm sure your wife will be appreciative of the fact that you're releasing all this. Because I know her and I'm sure you'll hear about this for the night.
Well, I have an inquisitive journalistic mind because in my years in New Jersey, I was in the publishing business.
And that's what your journalism was all about?
Investigative reporting.
Okay,
Okay.
good to know.
So what else was on your mind?
Let's see, we got through what we all think about Epstein. So the other thing I kind of want to talk about is where we're coming from. And why 2 years ago, at least a couple of us moved to Albuquerque. And, why would you come out here to the middle of the desert? Because basically that's a lot of what New Mexico is in Albuquerque. But it is absolutely the most beautiful area. The people are the main reason I moved out here. I don't know about anyone else, but I spent a lot of time out here when I was working, spent a lot of time out here on vacation, and it was just an amazing place to be. I mean, there's just an incredible, besides the fact that it's absolutely the most diverse state in the United States. I mean, you can find people from anywhere. Everybody's welcome. I've never had anybody tell me otherwise. A few people have done some things, but nothing as bad as where I may have come from. So, yeah. But there's a great place, old town in Albuquerque. If you come this way, go by and see it. Of course, we have the Balloon Fiesta, which I know, Mr. Balloon over here, knows all about.
Until I ran out of hot air after 20 years.
Now,
You sure?
I think he's still got lots of hot air.
Mel Brooks here.
4 times. 2 of them were job transfers, promoted to move down here. And the other 2 were to chase my kids around. I got kids here and kids in California. We keep bouncing back and forth. But this time we've been here almost 14 years, so my next move will be to a coffee can. Earn.
Pleasant thought.
Yeah, just spread me across the desert. That's all I ask.
So I've been here probably total time 33 years in the state. Lived here twice, once in started out in Alamogordo, lived there for 2 years, moved back to Ohio, and then came back. Spent another year or so in Alamogordo, Holloman Air Force Base before moving up to Albuquerque, and yeah, about 30, not quite 35 years at this point. It is in fact the land of enchantment, and the other moniker that the state has been stuck with is land of entrapment. You wind up actually coming here, and it becomes far more difficult to get out for a lot of reasons. But happy to be here. Can't imagine leaving anytime soon. But as opposed to Ron, I'm not going to die here. I need to die near water.
Where?
Near water.
Go to Texas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anytime. Hey, it is hurricane season coming up, and I've certainly been through a few of those.
you are near water. We're right next to the Rio Grande.
Yeah, I know horses that can produce more water than the Rio Grande can produce at any one time. Ash,
I'm speechless.
you're speechless. So, what were the other topics? Didn't we have something sports related?
Oh, well, I mean, we could all talk. Be prepared, people, because right now in this group, there is at least one huge European soccer fan, one huge hockey fan, a sport I'll never understand. Can't see the puck, don't understand it. At least a couple of baseball, what?
Football, hockey.
That's
Well,
old school, man.
Lou and I will explain hockey to you
Yeah,
one day.
no, sure. Yeah, who cares? And Ron,
Was a great football fan of the NFL until the Raiders started moving around and couldn't pay their rent and wound up in Las Vegas. Now they can't pay for the stadium, so
which reminds me, where are they now?
they're in Las
They're in
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Nevada or New Mexico?
Nevada. No. Is there anything in Las Vegas?
No, they're building the
Mexico?
Raiders stadium.
There is, because I'll be driving through it in 2 days, so I'll find out. But yes, we are, of course, huge sports fan. You'll be hearing about that. I am the European soccer, or as I call it, the football league, the real football. And of course, an Arsenal Gunner, which is as far as I'm concerned, the best team in the league. And you're the champions of the women's league this year, so European Women's League.
Cool.
So we'll go with that. But any hockey things you want to throw out there?
No, the
Yeah,
sea.
well, a couple Rangers we want to throw away.
Just a couple.
And I'll just say, if you need to go to the bathroom now while they're talking hockey, this would be a good time to go.
Takes bio break. Yeah. Ron is the one who first suggested this, having a podcast going. And I've been on one for 8 years, a hockey related podcast. And it's incredibly fun to be able to get your thoughts and opinions out. But we really started thinking about this a few weeks ago, and Ash is the one who really said it needs to be funny. There needs to be humor involved in order to diffuse some of the anxiety, right? And angst that we all feel because of what we're going through. As you said, you've been around for more than 75 years, more than three-quarters of a century, and we are all anxious and losing sleep and just can't seem to get comfortable. Ash is the one who said that if we're going to do something like this, it's got to be fun.
And that emphasizes the point because everyone thinks that farting is funny. I challenge you, if you're listening and watching this, not to laugh when you hear this sound.
So let's move on to Trump's tariff wars.
Fat dummies.
5 days.
That's a great lead-in.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And by the way, I felt it today. Got a cat, and we just hang on a minute.
Okay.
Just went to local pet store, and everything that we just purchased is from Canada. It's the pine pellet litter. All the food is from Canada, and I the only thing they didn't do was look at me with a mask and a gun and take the money out of my pocket.
So here, what you're saying is we won't be able to feed our cats and dogs. So we'll be able to eat our
Cats and dogs, right? They're eating the dogs.
They're eating the cats. So be prepared. That may be next.
Gonna fatten the cat up.
Are they really eating the dogs?
This guy from New Jersey is sitting here biting his tongue because I have been told you have to keep it clean. And here these guys are talking about their pussy.
And that would be his cat, yes. I'm not going any further with that one. Yeah, and you will pay for that tonight.
I will.
Because I will mention this to you. Wow. She is not going to be happy.
You will find that oft times I will cross the line. And I don't apologize for it, like the guy sitting in the Oval Office with all his fake gold around him.
He lives on the other side of the line. He's
Yes.
always crossed the line.
So many times. Yeah.
He doesn't know the right side of the street. That's because he was in New York real estate.
And I'm glad you brought that up because you and I lived in the metro area we were both in the metro area around the same time. We left at different times, obviously, different generations. But you think back to the 70s and 80s, and what was he considered? He was a joke.
It was a joke. He was a playboy. He was a putz, which in an interpretation by Siri is a stupid person. And he thought he was smart. He worked real estate deals and took advantage of people because that's all he knew.
And he continues to.
But the thing about it is that from a national point of view, he was the absolute epitome of what people hated about the New York metro area. He was the only way he was a joke. And now you have millions of people who completely went 180 degrees on their opinion of him or their impressions of him. And this is what we have now with this cult, if you will.
Well, and cults, but it's also, I think, about the fact that nobody wants to take responsibility in this administration. And that's probably because, of course, it's the most corrupt administration I think we've ever seen. The things that we're seeing are just beyond what anyone else could have gotten. If this would have happened anywhere before this, it'd been just, yeah, as bad as you could think it would be, so. But, it's gotten to the point where every day you're just kind of like waiting to see what's gonna drop next. I mean, you kind of hope for the weekend thinking nothing's gonna happen, and then what happens on a Saturday? Oh yeah, we have a huge tariff drop for what used to be our friends to the north and south of us, which apparently they're not anymore because, we have to have a tariff on them.
Right.
We have to punish them for whatever reason he feels necessary, so.
And my cat is now crapping in gold.
So,
It's not, it's pretty much what it's come down to.
and
I told her she's gonna have to get a paper route. It's just cost me $125 for 2 months worth of input and output.
Yes, good, Lou.
Thanks. It's
But-
it's the veterinarian inside of me.
If you're somebody having to go and buy these things, that's important to you. I
Absolutely.
mean, I can't even imagine, which is,
Well, because the three of you don't have pets, right?
yeah,
Not anymore.
travel too much, yeah.
Yeah.
I ate mine.
Well,
Old Ringo.
yeah, he's stuffed upstairs.
With a little Haitian jerk sauce on it or something.
We won't get into the bear thing today. That's
Don't talk about
too long a story. But there is a stuffed bear involved here somewhere down the road.
I did have to get up in the night and go open the garage door just a little bit. Cause it got so hot in there.
You're afraid he's gonna start shedding?
I thought he was gonna combust internally. He doesn't like it in there. The question I have is how are we getting tariffs from countries that nobody's ever heard of? Money's coming in from all over the world, more money than you'll
Yeah.
ever be able to spend on these tariffs. It just keeps rolling in. From countries
that we've
nobody's
never-
ever heard of,
Yeah.
Well, you better start looking at the labels.
Yeah,
I guess.
You buy something, look at the label.
well, then, if you wanna buy a MAGA hat, you might wanna look at the label on that too, cause it's not from here. Or anything else he sells, cause those phones, yeah, they haven't figured out how to bring them from here either, so. They'll be made in China.
Yep.
But they're gold.
But the merch that we're going to sell,
It's USA.
USA,
We guarantee it,
Hand woven by Navajos.
yes. No, but it is USA.
and wait till you see the bobbleheads.
Alright. Bobbleheads?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
We need a lot of-
You guys have big ideas, that's all I can say.
Let's sell t-shirts before we get the
Yeah.
box.
Look, we can get some T-shirts and some other kind of merch. Bobbleheads? No. We're gonna need to have about 100,000 subscribers.
To afford t-shirts or model it.
Bobbleheads.
Do you all hear that? Respond. We don't care if you're got negative thoughts, or we would hope you have positive thoughts. But we do want you to respond to us.
Yes, because we all need bobbleheads, you just can't get enough of those things.
It's time for the t-shirt award, isn't it? The grand prize that we talked about there to get a free one.
Well, as soon as somebody responds, once we get, once
We
this
get
is
some-
posted.
Not yet? Alright.
Yeah, which actually brings us probably to pretty close to closing.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is.
I had a short thing I wanted to say, and
All right, then I'll close it out.
getting a little more serious, I do want everybody to remember the people in the floods in Texas. I came from that area, I grew up with a lot of the people in that area, and it was, just remember them as you go through this week. And let's hope that, things kind of, because they're about to get more rain and more storms, so, be with them as you go through this week. Lou?
Yeah, same thing as southern part of the state down in Ruidoso, New Mexico. We just went through some flooding down there, and the burn scar areas just don't absorb the water, and so it just sloughs off. But just a little bit of housekeeping. We are planning on dropping episodes once a week. We probably will not drop the first official podcast episode for maybe about another month, as one or two of us are going to be off traveling in summer vacation kind of things. So this is more of a placeholder to get us up and running on the YouTube channel, and we're just hoping to reach out, engage, generate some laughter.
And everybody needs to have a little relaxing time. And I will put this plug in, you need to find a newspaper and start reading. Forget what you see on TV, especially Fox.
Relaxing time. What happens if you relax too much? That's the problem I have. That's why I've got to stay uptight all the time.
But see, when you relax, it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
They just sort of sneak out.
Speaking,
I'm thinking we're gonna need to close here pretty
Okay.
soon. This is,
So,
go ahead.
you got a closing thought?
just speaking of weather, about how nice New Mexico is. If you go to Arizona, you'll fry in the summer.
Yeah.
You go to Colorado, you get buried in snow. You go to Texas, you drown. New Mexico is one of the few states that have no natural disasters, except for Ruidoso, because they're too close to Texas.
Yeah,
But they really don't have extreme anything here. No weather related,
Well,
no earthquakes.
they do have one thing.
The aroma,
and there's a lot of natural gas.
Closing thought?
Closing thought?
Yeah,
Besides that,
that's it.
That's it.
My closing thought, I think, is a little rough around the edges here today, but it doesn't take much to generate topics and generate ideas. So, but put them down below in the comments section, and we'll see what we can do in terms of giving you some feedback from us. But we're really looking forward to this because the four of us do coffee at Plata Coffee. And
once a week,
and once a week, and we do talk about this stuff, and we like to entertain ourselves, but I think it's better if we start entertaining people from the outside. So when you see us, subscribe, like, and get back to us. Rod?
that's all I got.
That's all you got?
I
That's
can't
enough.
say- Can you cut that part out?
Everybody, we'll see you next